Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Monday morning, May the 6th. Appreciate you being with me. Yesterday, I went to church for the first time in about a month. Sat down most of the time, made it through the whole service, but boy, am I worn out. Once again, I appreciate all the prayers. God's really done some physical things for me, and I'm just grateful for His faithfulness. And this week, I just want to go through a couple of proverbs, one a day. Ones that have really stood out to me have always been a part of my life. And the first one comes from Proverbs chapter 25 and verse 4. And what I'm thinking of is each Wednesday, I'm just going to kind of give an update of how I'm doing physically, what's going on. But for this week, Friday, I go and I get the staples out. And then I will have a better idea of how much quicker I'm going to heal. Many of you remember I had I had a bicep tear done back in, or repair done back in December. And pretty much all of that therapy is gone because they had to do so much work on my left side. So that's another thing you can pray about, just that my arms can, once I have the staples out, I can start movement, I can start little weights or whatever. Lost a lot of muscle, lost a lot of protein, lost a lot of muscle mass so far, a lot of strength. But hey, I know God's faithful. So here's a verse that I want to read from Proverbs 25 and verse 4. Very simple, very easy. And the whole chapter is about relationship with kings. But listen to what it says. Take away the dross from the silver, and there comes out a vessel for the smith. Now, the key here is that the only way you get the dross out of the silver is that you put the silver in the fire, over the fire. And just like gold, all precious metals, when you heat them up, the dross, the impurities, the stuff that doesn't need to be part of it, they rise to the top and they can be scraped off. And once that dross is taken away, that smith, the goldsmith, the silversmith, the blacksmith, whoever it is, they can begin to shape that silver, that gold, that platinum into whatever they need it to be, and the impurities are gone. And often we forget that God is always working to bring the dross to the top so He can scrape it off. There's been a whole lot of ideas about why I went in the hospital, or what have I done, or what wasn't done, or this and that. I got pneumonia, and it was missed in one sense. Ended up back in the ER, the same ER a week later with severe pain, collapsed lung, fluid on my lungs, fluid all over my chest. And a lot of times if doctors miss something, there's not a lot you can do. But it revealed a whole lot. Like I said, I'll do something on Wednesday to kind of update you on where I'm at, what's going on. But my belief in my heart is that God's going to use this situation I went through to get rid of some dross. I didn't go in the hospital because it was sin. It wasn't a sin issue. It wasn't that at all. And sometimes and often we know that it rains on the just and the unjust. I've got some folks that tell me, well, somebody had a dream about you and you died and this and that. And there were several people who had dreams about me dying, this and that. And as you can tell, it didn't happen. I'm still here, whether you like me or not, but I'm still here. And I'm just grateful that God's going to use this situation to take the dross out of my life. Like many of you, I want to strive to be closer to Jesus. I want to live more like Him. I want to be accountable. I want to be hospitable. I want to be generous, and I want to be godly. And so when I read this little verse, take away the dross from the silver, and there comes forth a vessel for the smith, I'm reminded that God can and will, at any given time that He chooses and desires to, He can put us over the fire. And when He does that, it's so the dross comes to the top. Is it going to be fun and painful? Probably not fun, probably painful. But what it means is that God's preparing us for what's coming. So continue to pray for me, and I thank you for those prayers. And just remember, take away the dross from the silver, and there comes forth a vessel from the smith. That's Proverbs 25, verse 4. And boy, does it apply to all of our lives today. So God